Here's something that surprises even experienced gardeners. You can change the health of your soil, the moisture level of your beds, and the growth speed of your plants in just 2 weeks using nothing more than grass clippings you were about to throw away. If you've ever wondered whether grass clippings are worth using as mulch, or worried they might harm your plants, today's guide will show you exactly what happens in the first 14 days, and how to use them the right way for real, visible results. This is not theory. This is what gardeners consistently see when grass clippings are applied correctly and managed with intention. When grass clippings hit the soil, the first change happens underground. Within the first 3 to 5 days, grass clippings begin breaking down faster than most organic mulches. Fresh clippings are rich in nitrogen, which wakes up soil microbes almost immediately. As these microbes feed, they convert organic matter into plant-available nutrients. Gardeners often notice that the soil under the mulch feels cooler, darker, and slightly spongy by day 5. This early microbial activity improves soil structure and starts releasing nitrogen in small, steady amounts instead of a sudden spike. To get this benefit without problems, clippings should be applied in a thin layer. The ideal thickness is 2 to 3 centimeters for fresh clippings. Anything thicker than 5 centimeters can mat together, restrict airflow, and create anaerobic conditions. If you want to go thicker, let the clippings dry in the sun for 1 full day before applying them. Dried clippings can safely go on at 4 to 6 centimeters. By day 7, moisture retention becomes, really obvious. Around 1 week in, the biggest visible change is just how long the soil actually stays moist. Grass clippings act like a living blanket, you know? They reduce evaporation dramatically, especially when it's hot or windy out. Many gardeners report that they can cut their watering schedule nearly in half by day 7. For example, a tomato bed that used to need watering every 2 days might only need water once every 4 days after mulching. To test this out in your own garden, water thoroughly before applying mulch, then check the soil moisture at a depth of 5 centimeters after 3 days. You'll usually find it's still damp, even if the surface looks dry. This is especially powerful in vegetable gardens where inconsistent watering can cause things like cracking in tomatoes or bitterness in leafy greens. Weed pressure drops fast when the mulch layer is, just right. Between day 7 and day 10, weed suppression becomes pretty noticeable. Grass clippings block light from getting to weed seeds, which stops germination. Existing small weeds often weaken and die because they don't get enough sunlight. The key here is coverage. Leave a 5 centimeter gap around plant stems to prevent rot, but make sure to cover all the exposed soil between your plants. So, in practical terms, 1 standard lawn mowing from an average-sized yard is enough to mulch about 10 to 15 square meters of garden bed at a thickness of about 3 centimeters. If weeds are, a major issue in your garden, it's better to apply 2 layers, 3 days apart, instead of just 1 thick layer. This little trick prevents matting while actually improving your coverage. By day 10 to 14, you'll notice plant growth really starts to accelerate. This is the point where, honestly, most gardeners get convinced. Around that 2-week mark, plants often show deeper green leaves, stronger new growth, and just overall improved vigor. That's thanks to the slow release of nitrogen, combined with way more consistent moisture in the soil. Leafy crops like kale, spinach, and lettuce are usually the first to respond, often putting out noticeably larger leaves. Fruiting plants like peppers and tomatoes tend to show thicker stems and stronger flowering potential. For heavy feeders, grass clippings can actually be paired with compost for even better results. A reliable ratio is 2 parts grass clippings to 1 part finished compost. You want to apply the compost first, then top it with the clippings. This approach balances nitrogen with carbon and helps prevent any nutrient imbalance. So, probably the most common mistake folks make is using clippings from chemically treated lawns. Herbicide residues, can actually damage your garden plants. It's really important to only use clippings from lawns that haven't been sprayed for at least 6 weeks. Another thing to watch out for is piling clippings too thick, because that just leads to slimy layers and, honestly, some pretty unpleasant odors. Thin, breathable layers are really the difference between healthy soil and a total mess. Fresh clippings should never be buried or mixed directly into the soil during the growing season. They break down too fast and, well, can temporarily lock up oxygen. Always use them on the surface as mulch. Why do grass clippings improve soil long-term, not just in 14 days? Beyond the first 2 weeks, continued use of grass clippings builds organic matter, improves worm activity, and increases soil fertility year after year. Earthworms are especially attracted to decomposing clippings, and their activity further loosens soil and improves drainage. Over time, gardens mulched this way develop darker, richer soil that holds nutrients more effectively. For perennial beds, reapply every 3 to 4 weeks during the growing season. For annual vegetables, refresh the mulch whenever it breaks down to less than 1 centimeter thick. Grass clippings are one of the most overlooked resources in home gardening. Used correctly, they deliver fast results, protect your soil, reduce labor, and improve plant health in ways that are easy to see within just 14 days. If this guide helped you garden smarter and get more from what you already have, subscribe to the Evergreen Garden channel for practical, proven growing advice. Share this with a fellow gardener who still throws away their grass clippings and help them turn waste into growth.